Young people, please remember that vision is about what God will have us to do, not what we want to become. What would you have me to do, Jesus? God said to Abraham, I'll bless you. And you shall be a blessing. And in this shall all the nations of the earth be blessed. So tonight we're looking at understanding the power of small beginnings. Understanding the power of small beginnings. Still on the subject, the theme, built to last. Zechariah saw a vision, a golden vision, 7 golden candlesticks, and 7 bowls, all of gold. And the Lord said, speak to Zerubbabel, this is not possible by power, not by might, but by my spirit. Who had despised the days of small things? Verse 10. Every golden future begins small. Who had despised the days of small things? Get set. They are the days that set the place for great tomorrows. Small things. Small things. For they shall rejoice and shall see the plummet in the hand of Zerubbabel. With those 7, they are the eyes of the Lord, which run to and fro through the whole earth. Remember, every house is built by someone. So don't tell Jesus, come and build me. Everybody has a responsibility. Hebrews chapter 3 verse 4. Every house is built by someone, but he that builds all things is God. We build with the help of God, but we have to be committed to the building. I commend you to God and the word of grace to be able to build you up so as to give you an inheritance among them that are sanctified. Acts 20 and 32. I once said, any faith that seeks to make God absolutely responsible for the outcome of our life is irresponsible faith. Irresponsible faith. Every house is built by someone, but he that builds all things is God. You have a duty, I have a duty to build towards the future that I desire or that God has in stock for me. Everything great starts small. Even Christ, the Son of the Highest, began his journey on earth as a babe in the manger. Luke 2:7. And the child grew, Luke chapter 2 verse 40, and waxed strong in spirit, filled with wisdom. The grace of God was upon him. He began as a babe, became a child, and began to grow. Verse 52 of the same Luke. And Jesus increased in wisdom and in stature and in favor with God and man. You don't wish the small to emerge great. you grow your smallness towards greatness. For instance, the average weight of new babies born is 3.2 to 3.4 kg. Normal range, of course, is 2.5 to 4.5. Adult average weight is 70 to 80 kg from 2.5 or 4.5 at birth to 70, between 70 and 80 kg at full adult. The length of babies at birth is average 50 centimeters. Normal range is 48 to 53 at birth. Adult average height is 170.2 centimeters or 5 feet 7 inches. At some point, there were only 8 humans on the face of the earth after the flood. That is the family of Noah. But today, millions live on the face of the earth. From 8. Abraham had nothing to pack when God commanded him to leave for where we show him. The Bible says he simply departed, not he was packing. There was nothing to pack. But grew to become an emperor with an army to himself, and ultimately a symbol of generational blessing. Called forth in Genesis 12, 1 to 4, we saw an army, his own army, took on the army of another nation and conquered them. Genesis 14, 14 to 20. And the Holy Ghost said, Christ hung on the cross so as to bring us to the blessing of Abraham. What a generational kind. Joseph, a slave boy, went through the prison but ended on the throne of Egypt and was there reigning for 80 years. But he kept faith with God all through his ordeals. He was consciously on God's side. He will say, but I fear God. The 4 Hebrew boys were called children. As for these 4 children, God gave them. They were children, captives. But they chose to walk with God from their youth and became rulers in the land of their captivity. Everything great starts small. One cannot be all out for God in truth and not stand out in life. You watch the mustard seed, is the tiniest of all seed, but when it is sown, when it's dedicated to the earth, it grows up and throws out great branches, and the birds of the air come to make their nest in it. Mark 4, 30 to 33. We must mind God in our days of small beginnings and believe God for grace to keep doing so all the days of our life, like Daniel and his companions. at the height of grace in his life, they could not find anything wrong with him. But he was a faithful man. In fact, the king said, Daniel, is thy God, whom thou servest continually, able to deliver from the paws of the lions? He wasn't a secret disciple. Even the king knew. Young people, please remember that vision is about what God will have us to do, not what we want to become. What would you have me to do, Jesus? God said to Abraham, I'll bless you, and you shall be a blessing, and in thee shall all the nations of the earth be blessed. So it's not free blessing. It's blessing on assignment. Blessing on assignment. God called Moses, come now, and I've sent to Pharaoh, Exodus 3, 7-10, that thou mayest bring out my people Israel from the land of their captivity. It's what to do we call a vision, not what to become. Your generation is driven by what to become. That they go offline anytime and do anything to become what they want to become. Vision is not about becoming, but about doing what is assigned you. Gideon was concerned about the assault of the Midianites. And God said, Gideon, I'm sending you to deliver my people from the hand of the Midianites. It was on an assignment. That's what they call vision. He said, you will deliver them as one man. And God did. Judges 6:14, have not I sent thee, go in this thy might. Vision is about being on an assignment. Being on assignment. Not about becoming something or having something. It is being on that assignment that brings your way whatever is assigned you, whatever is allotted you. God sent Paul to be a light to the Gentiles. Now, as long as he was there, it was obvious. In fact, they would exclaim, the gods have come down to us in the likeness of men. Jesus, I know, and Paul, I know, who are you? He was on assignment to the Gentiles. He said, I'm an apostle to the Gentiles and I magnify my office. He belongs to the Gentiles' domain of ministry. And he stayed there. So vision is about a discovery of God's assignment for us and running with it. My prayer, before you leave year 2025, God's assignment for your life will be clearly delivered. I once said, putting pleasure before work, we put anyone under pressure. Proverbs 21, number 17. It said, he that loveth pleasure shall be what? Shall be what? He that loveth wine and oil shall not be rich. Shall be a poor man means he will be begging to survive. He will be struggling for survival. She that lives in worldly pleasure is dead while yet she lives. 1 Timothy 5:6. It said, prepare your work in the field. make it fit for thyself, and afterwards build thy house. Get committed, get dedicated to your own assignment, and watch what becomes of you at the end. In these last days, among others, men shall be high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God. Beware. Beware of the danger of promoting yourself. Promotion comes from God. Psalm 75, verse 6. In Psalm 131, David began to unveil the secret behind his life. Verse 1 and 2. Lord, my heart is not haughty, nor my eyes lofty. Neither do I exercise myself in great matters or in things too high for me. Surely I have behaved and quieted myself as a child that is weaned of his mother. My soul is even as a weaned child. A smart description of his meekness, the meekness of his walk with God. You don't have any money anywhere, you go to a motor show to go and price a brand new car. How? Even the attendant is weary attending to you because I'm believing God for an aircraft. Go and carry it. You see, people just sit down and fantasies, daydreaming. High-mindedness. Live in a house 3 times your income. How do you pay? You are simply saying God doesn't know your size. Luke 14:11. The word says, whosoever exalted himself shall be what? Abased. And he that humbled himself shall be exalted. So visions, dreams, and goals are expectations of a defined outcome. There are things on the way coming. There are things to do to see them come. For instance, listen, the Lord said to me in the beginning days of this ministry is not limited to this nation, but to other nations of the earth, where vibrant churches shall be planted. Now, it will be foolhardy for me to start looking for how to go to those nations at the beginning. When I get there, what will I say? I've not been equipped for it. It's only showing me what is in stock as I get myself prepared. Lack of definition of starting point has frustrated many and dashed many destinies. There is always a process to getting through to our expected outcome. Can you say that with me? There's always a process to getting through to our expected outcome. There is always a process